Every single film on this list is telling a story worth paying attention to. A minion's caper that turns into an accidental monster outbreak in old Hollywood. A woman investigating a murder inside a city run entirely by artificial intelligence. A Spider-Man movie built around the one storyline comic fans argued about for over a decade. These aren't just trailers and release dates. These are stories. And I want to walk you through exactly what each one is actually about before it hits theaters. Number 1 is the one I'm most excited to break down. Stick around for that. Let's get into it. Number 10. By Any Means.
For me and my wife, what would you do? I kill them all.
We're opening with one of the smaller, sharper titles on this list. And sometimes those are exactly the ones that surprise you the most. From what's known so far, By Any Means centers on a character pushed into a corner where the normal rules stop applying. The kind of story where someone who has spent their whole life playing by the book finally decides the book isn't going to save them. That's the entire engine of a great thriller. Watching someone cross a line they swore they never would. And then watching what that decision costs them.
Enemy is necessary.
Come on!
Films like this often arrive with very little marketing and end up being the ones people are still talking about months later, once word of mouth catches up. Keep this one on your radar. It has that kind of quiet potential. Number 9. Deep Dive.
You don't think, after everything, all the deals, all the people you've crushed, that something would come back to us?
I was thinking everything.
Next up, a film that drops you straight into one of the most effective settings in all of thriller filmmaking. Deep underwater, with no easy way back to the surface. The premise follows a team on a dive that goes wrong in exactly the way you'd fear most. Equipment fails, oxygen starts running low, and whatever was supposed to be a controlled, professional descent turns into a fight against time, pressure, and the absolute limits of the human body.
It was normal until you showed up. What are you implying? Why are you Clara?
What makes underwater thrillers like this work so well is the simplicity of the trap. There's no escaping sideways, no back door. Every decision has to work, because the ocean doesn't negotiate. If Deep Dive commits fully to that tension, it has the bones of a genuinely stressful, edge-of-your-seat experience. The kind of film where you find yourself holding your own breath without realizing it. Number 8. Night Nurse.
My hands are tied. My feet are tied.
Horror has always known that hospitals are terrifying for reasons that have nothing to do with ghosts. And Night Nurse looks like it's leaning fully into that idea. The story follows a nurse working the night shift in a facility that should feel safe but very quickly doesn't. Empty corridors, flickering lights, patients who may not be exactly who their charts say they are, and the creeping realization that the person meant to be caring for others might be the one in the most danger. What makes this premise so effective is the isolation built right into the job itself.
Please help me. Please help me.
Night shifts are quiet by design. Fewer staff, fewer eyes, longer silences between footsteps. That's fertile ground for dread. This is shaping up to be a slow-burn theatrical horror release that trusts atmosphere over cheap jump scares. And if it delivers on that promise, it could be one of the better horror surprises of the year. Number 7. Kill Code.
Smart bullets.
Jesus.
Told you it could be fun.
Picture this. A single piece of code, written to protect a system, somehow ends up in the hands of exactly the wrong person. And from that moment, every safeguard meant to keep people safe becomes a weapon instead. Kill Code looks like it's tapping into a genre that's been quietly producing some of the smartest action filmmaking of the last few years. Stories about surveillance, digital infrastructure, and how fragile our security systems actually are once someone with the right knowledge decides to break them.
Where will they turn as their world comes tumbling down?
The appeal here isn't just explosions and chases. It's the creeping realization that the threat isn't a person breaking down a door. It's a person sitting calmly at a keyboard, miles away, dismantling someone's entire life with a few keystrokes. If the film balances that intelligence with real physical stakes, this could be one of the sharper action thrillers of the year. Number 6. Caps Crossing. Wrong Side of Dead.
You happening? Is there any... Help!
Here's the setup. A group of friends head out to a remote woodland retreat to celebrate a birthday. Simple. Peaceful. Exactly the kind of trip nobody expects to go wrong. Except the park ranger meant to be protecting that wilderness turns out to be the danger inside it. What begins as a celebration spirals into a hunt. Friends scattered through the trees, picked off one by one, with nowhere to run that the ranger doesn't already know better than they do.
She said it was a home invasion. What happened to you?
More than you could ever know.
But here's the twist that elevates this above a standard backwoods slasher. One survivor starts to realize that the danger isn't quite as simple as it first appeared. Hidden motives surface. Perceptions shift. The line between who's hunting and who's actually the prey starts to blur completely. Beverly D'Angelo headlining the cast gives this a weight you don't usually get in this subgenre. This isn't just survival. It's a psychological unraveling dressed up as a wilderness horror film. Number 5. Tad Jones. 4.
Who's driving?
There was a dog who had a horse and bingo.
Get them!
If you've never experienced this franchise, Tad Jones follows an accident-prone, wildly unqualified archaeologist who somehow keeps stumbling into ancient lost civilizations, booby-trapped temples, and legendary treasures that powerful people would do anything to get their hands on first. It's part Indiana Jones homage, part slapstick comedy, and the formula has worked because it never takes itself too seriously, while still delivering genuinely thrilling adventure set pieces.
This century and go home. So, you're looking for my lamp. We did it!
In this 4th installment, expect Tad to stumble into another impossible situation, likely involving a relic or location tied directly to mythology, a rival treasure hunter trying to beat him to the prize, and a series of increasingly ridiculous escapes that somehow always work out in the most chaotic way possible. 4 films in, audiences know exactly what they're getting. And that consistency is exactly why this franchise keeps bringing families back. Number 4. Hotspot.
You are my animal. Danger. 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 Overstimulation.
Now here's where things get genuinely strange, in the best possible way. Hotspot is set in a near-future society completely governed by sentient artificial intelligence. Noomi Rapace plays a character who exists somewhere between investigator and outsider, described as a kind of cyber witch, who gets pulled into a murder case that the AI-run system either can't solve or doesn't want solved. As she digs deeper, the investigation starts exposing cracks in a society that's supposed to be perfectly controlled. What happens when the system meant to manage everything starts hiding things from the people living inside it?
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Have a nice day.
This comes from the director of The Lure, a filmmaker known for blending unsettling visuals with genre storytelling that refuses to follow a predictable formula. Critics who've already seen early footage are calling the trailer alone one of the most overstimulating, hypnotic sci-fi experiences in years. This is a film built to be talked about and dissected scene by scene. Number 3. Minions Monsters.
We're just actors.
Quick?
Okay, action!
Here's the story. The Minions find themselves in 1920s Hollywood, right at the dawn of the film industry. Through pure chaotic luck, they accidentally become movie stars, mansion-owning Hollywood sensations living the high life. Then sound gets introduced to film, and the Minions, who only speak their own gibberish language, completely lose their place in an industry that suddenly requires actual dialogue. Destitute, desperate, and looking for a new purpose, they stumble into a plan involving real monsters, and somehow end up responsible for unleashing them onto the world. The back half of the film follows them trying to clean up the very disaster they accidentally created. The voice cast here is genuinely stacked for an animated film. Jeff Bridges, Christoph Waltz, Jesse Eisenberg, and Trey Parker all joining the madness, alongside Allison Janney, returning to the franchise. After Despicable Me, 4 became one of the biggest comedies of its year. Expectations for this one are enormous, and the old Hollywood setting gives Illumination a completely new visual world to play inside. Number 2. Shrek. That reunion alone carries enormous emotional weight. This isn't just a sequel. It's a chance to revisit characters that shaped an entire era of animated comedy. The wait until 2027 stings a little. But based on the reaction to just the cast returning, the anticipation isn't going anywhere. Number 1. Spider-Man, Brand New Day.
Never forget that. No matter how powerful you become. Because you're you.
If you're gonna do something, you better do it now.
And here we are. Number 1. Spider-Man. Brand New Day takes its name directly from one of the most controversial storylines in the entire history of Spider-Man comics. A storyline where Peter Parker's life gets fundamentally rewritten, relationships are erased, and the version of Peter audiences know is forced to start over from almost nothing. Fans have debated for years whether Marvel would ever actually attempt this on screen, because the comic version of this story divided readers right down the middle when it was first published. Now it's happening. And that means this film isn't just another Spider-Man adventure. It's a potential full reset of everything built up across the current era of these films. New relationships, new rules, possibly new versions of villains audiences thought they already understood completely. If the film commits to what the comic version actually did, erasing the safety net Peter has relied on, and forcing him to rebuild his entire identity from the ground up, the emotional stakes here could be unlike anything this franchise has attempted before. This is the kind of film that doesn't just continue a story, it has the potential to completely redefine it. Number 1. Without question. 10 films, 10 completely different stories, and every single one worth keeping on your radar. Quick question for you. Which one are you most excited to actually see unfold? Drop your answer below. And if you already know more details about any of these that I missed, tell me. I want to hear it. New video every week covering everything worth watching. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.